and hunted courtesy of the perennial Jersey Link, Deltaforce.
Now, you were talking about this on break, but you said the Deltaforce is no problem against snakes.
I've seen it before. You know, like it's we have seen Deltaforce do some things to snakes that I shan't speak of here, but
Well, we're going to see it, so no need to say it.
yeah, I mean, we could, and now we're just going to see projectiles galore. And remember, folks, we signed up for this, so we are going to see Deltaforce. And yeah, the ciphers are going to be definitely out and about, especially when you see these high recoveries. It will be interesting to see how Deltaforce tries to counteract this, because I mean, Link eats off of high recoveries, but at the same time, I kind of wonder if this is. It will be a methodically paced matchup. It really just might come down to who has the most patience of the two.
Well, if we're going by any record, looks like Deltaforce does historically have that patience, having won 3-0 over Hunter in the past.
Yeah, that makes sense. But also, I mean, a lot of these snakes, they are awful. They're awful good, and they do tend to congregate quite a bit in the Garden State. Ironic for a state with only 3 types of venomous snakes, I believe, that are available in the wildlife. But
oh, Deltaforce looking like St. Patrick's right there, getting the snakes out of here.
Ooh, there we go. And that was yeah, no, that's a pretty good analogy. I respect that. Erin go bra to all of my Irish brethren out there. But we're going to see Hunter now. Again, how do you combat, one, how do you combat Link? And 2, how do you combat a Link with this much experience? Those are the kinds of questions that Hunter is going to have to answer.
Well, it looks like those grenades are actually working. Finally get that mortar coming out. Deltaforce maybe going for something cheeky. No, instead just trying to get back there. Double back air. He's going high, though. This is exactly what you want to do against a snake player. Force him to recover high. And like you said, Deltaforce has shown us before that he will go towards the ends of the earth in the sky to get you.
And we're seeing it right here. You're more than happy to go to that length, but also, you know what? Platforms are your friend too, I suppose. It really might just come down to that one unwise approach upon that platform, to where someone might be able to shark underneath. But I mean, we're seeing now. I mean, Deltaforce doing a pretty decent job of controlling those explosions and eventually just taking out Hunter altogether. Death by 1,000 cuts. You don't need to cut clean with the Master Sword. Sometimes that little bit of an incision is all you need to sow all the doubt that Hunter can handle. Only just now taking the first stock at 211%. Deltaforce is more than keen with that.
And it just looks like Deltaforce, oh my goodness. He's just winning all these trades as well. Tries to throw this bomb up. Hunter just can't get away from him, even in the air. Does get that jab. Finally a forward tilt. And now what do you see? Ooh, perfectly cooked grenade. And I like the idea there with the C4, trying to stick him on that platform. But Deltaforce, he can really just drop down and nair, so it's not too safe.
Yeah, like the idea was sound, right? Like you're seeing what Hunter is going for, and maybe hoping that Deltaforce just kind of has a lapse in judgment. But I mean, you're really going to be counting on maybe just something happening with and maybe just catching him with like the edge of the explosion, because Deltaforce generally has pretty good stage awareness. You have to do that as Link, generally speaking, and we're going to see how the bomb play fleshes itself out for Deltaforce. Seems like it's been proving fruitful for him thus far, but as Hunter goes into recovery, gets pretty high on it as well. These high recoveries again. Oh. Deltaforce more than keen to take advantage, gets him off of the ledge, and the explosion sends him off. I mean, I speak of the devil and he shall appear, and so too do the bombs of Link. Deltaforce utilizing them to full effect in that last stock of game number 1.
What a shame for Hunter. Usually he goes up against players who don't know how to work grenades, but Deltaforce has tons of experience with it, having to juggle so many items of his own. So it's like, all right, you're throwing out 2 grenades? Fine, I can do that. I'll throw them back.
Yeah, no, I mean this is Deltaforce we're talking about. Definitely familiar with the dark arts of tactical espionage Smash Bros. But we are going to see now if Hunter can stand dealing with projectiles of his own. And again, just like that cheeky little roll with the arrow into the face of Hunter to displace him. And yeah, that's
Well,
Deltaforce going a little too low there. Got lost in the sauce. It happens. You're just gonna have to lose that first stock.
I always appreciate when people give homie stocks in bracket.
Yeah, it's man, that is not the term that I would use for what just happened, but we are you are far more charitable than I. What can I say? We're going to get Hunter at 80%. Deltaforce is going to try to build this back brick by brick, but it is not the sort of thing, not the position that you want to be in. The good news is that you have 6 minutes to do it, and you know that if any character can do it against Snake, it's probably Link. You do need to have half a brain in order to control this character, and well, Deltaforce is a graduate of NJIT, so that's you got to be pretty smart in order to get out of that school.
Yeah. Now, obviously, Deltaforce, I would say his biggest strength in the last game was his ability to take these trades. He's not going to be able to do that down one stock. Even 138s, taking these trades on these grenades is going to be deadly. Because at around like 210, those grenades will start killing.
That's true, but we did see Deltaforce live to about that range. So any sort of replication of that means that you could get significant damage to the point where you can make it a draw on a last stock situation even. So we'll have to see if that's the play for Deltaforce. But right now, ceding just a little too much ground in terms of taking the damage. Back air going to send Deltaforce all the way across the stage. You can't really do anything if your feet ain't planted on the ground, Link. And certainly Deltaforce knows that as well. Gets the dash attack in. Beautifully done. And connects on the aerial. Oh, and you saw that red light at 77%. This is the potential of Deltaforce. A flash of brilliance into a blaze of glory. And Deltaforce all of a sudden with the lead. And at 178%, showing the intestinal fortitude of Deltaforce.
Hunter, please, you're a Snake player. Throw out those up tilts. You can anti-air him.
You're not wrong, dude. I mean, that's the thing. It's weird to see Hunter kind of stay away from that. And look, I don't blame him for trying to play around it with the projectiles of his own. But yeah, no, you have hands. You can kind of do it. C4 is going to connect, however, and even things up stock-wise. But it's still Hunter at 96%.
And right now, looks like Hunter's just trying to get in this groove, get that pattern in, does explode to his own grenade, and even that C4 not going to be enough to actually pop up Deltaforce into something of a combo. Instead, throwing out these two grenades. First one's cooked, throw out the other one. Oh my gosh.
29, Hunter. Oh, narrowly avoiding the blade, but you can only do that for so long. It's Deltaforce by a score of 2-0, and even after that little bit of a mistake in that second game, Deltaforce making it look like easy work. Hunter, a valiant effort for their part, but just simply did not have the wealth of experience that Deltaforce clearly brought to the table in that matchup.
Usually you don't have to lab against the Link, but yeah, you're going to have to practice against Lynx if you want to stand a chance against Deltaforce. Because look at this. Every single time he was in the air, just getting juggled, hidden by those bombs, it looks like, and obviously I feel like this is a little bit of inexperience. I do think he should have thrown out these more up tilts. Should have recovered maybe a little low sometimes, and Deltaforce kind of just handicapping him right there to prove a point.
Yeah, no, and you saw that head shake. That that Deltaforce was none too pleased about that. Realizing that he needed to lock in, eventually taking that first stock, and now you're seeing it right here as well, getting that stock off of that maybe a little bit of an ambitious dash attack, but still, I mean, it's talking about a win is a win. This is as comfortable as you can get in terms of a victory for having seeded the first stock the way that Deltaforce did. So now that you're going to see Deltaforce moving on, and we are seeing someone who has shown patience in game so often in Deltaforce versus someone who has had to show patience in real life. But man, you talk about the kind of character that just kicks down the door and incinerates your possessions to naught but